And we're back. Hello everyone, this is the Long Lost Gamer, playing some more Civilization 6 as Eleanor of Aquitaine, the English version. We're just about to enter the Industrial Era, and we've got a Golden Age. Most of our neighbors, Cyrus, Wilfrid Laurier, and Alexander, are in Dark Ages. Gorgo is in a Normal Age, which is good, but it's pretty unlikely we're going to be able to flip any of her cities anytime soon. She's too far away. Unfortunately, Spain is in a golden age, and we'd really like to take over a couple more of his cities, so we might have to work a little extra hard to make that happen. Alright, so at this point, for dedications, I think the only one that really matters is probably reform the coinage. There's no plan to go to war. Science is not really our main focus, so getting more gold will definitely allow us to push towards our win condition a bit more efficiently. And as for our win condition, I took a look through here, and I think the most likely result we will achieve is probably a culture victory before we can actually absorb every single city on the map, but we will see. I'm not going to shoot for domination, science, religious, or diplomatic victories. Everyone else seems pretty far away from any kind of victory, even though we're on turn 171. I haven't been able to completely overtake the AI in any respect, but Gorgo with 337 culture per turn is only a little bit ahead of us, so I think we should see us reigning supreme on that pretty soon. I did a little bit of additional planning in between the last episode and this one to just kind of mark where I want to throw down some improvements to make our empire grow even faster. Loyalty pressure is produced by citizens, and more so during a golden age, so the more populations that we have in our cities, the more pressure we'll produce, and, that's exactly what we want. We've also entered into the next era for an upgrade for our secret society, and we are going to take that and hopefully use it. We're going to use cultists to try to weather down the loyalty of enemy civilization cities a bit more quickly. We don't have a ton of faith income. 114 per turn is not bad. All right, we're going to go ahead and take siege tactics. I might end up building some more walls just to try to more quickly prepare for probable cultural victory, but I might forget and not get around to it. All right, let's get into it. Unfortunately, there's not a lot we can do with Manchester at this point. It's going to be hard to grow it much more without some good trade routes. This could be a good city to pump out a couple of builders to help the empire in general. If we had an entertainment complex in here, we'd be running bread and circuses to try to flip one or two Canadian cities a little bit more quickly, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be happening anytime soon. Over in Ioni, I was hard building an amphitheater. That's silly. We should definitely buy it. The more rapidly we can get great works into there, the better. So let's go ahead and move our great works from Hull. Yeah, Hull's not affecting anyone anymore. Over to Ioni. Okay, we should move the great works of writing out of Newcastle upon Tyne. I think putting them into Bristol is probably the best idea for now. We should move our artwork out of a few of these cities too. Unfortunately, we have a few too many archaeological museums and not enough relics. I wonder if we can buy any relics. Oh man, that is a pretty expensive artifact. Well, maybe later. A couple pieces here and there. Should still get all the great works of writing that we can. We are probably just going to want to save up gold to purchase the art museum here. So instead, there's not really a lot for this city to do at the moment. I guess we'll just slowly work on a builder. We don't have any particularly amazing place to put great works of music at the moment. So we'll just go ahead and unload them in London and then shuffle them around whenever it makes sense. Here's another relic. Take one from the barbarians. Yeah, Forbidden City. Okay, excellent. That's one of the best wonders that we could possibly get. That gives us another wildcard policy slot, and probably at this point our primary concern is really just gold. Maybe some more amenities might be a good idea as well. That could push us over the edge into being finally a happier empire, so I'm going to plug that in for now. And no, we're still just only content. We kind of got unlucky with Really a variety of things on this map. No great city-states for our purpose. Hansa's not bad, especially as we're going to shift into more international trade routes in a moment. We would like to finish off the zoo in Leeds, try to get some more amenities in. Victoria is flipping to us in just a few turns. Hopefully that means that St. John will also flip to us relatively quickly. We lost suzerainty of Kabul, but that's not important. Okay, we finished siege tactics. Probably at this point, most of the tech tree is not that important to us. We may want to just head for computers. I would like to get steel for the Eiffel Tower, but I want to give myself the opportunity to, perhaps get some more walls up for a little extra tourism. All right, so yeah, now our trade routes are generating quite a bit of gold. We're going to prioritize putting a few in the capital, but then once we get to democracy, which hopefully won't be too much longer, our trade routes could also have quite a lot of food and production on them too, so we'll use that to continue to grow cities. All right, in Bristol, I think now is probably the time to pop down this industrial zone over here. Get a little more production in that area. All right, there's one more relic. Or artifact, I should say. So Sheffield's got plenty of artifacts now. Okay, so in London, yeah, we will hard build the amphitheater and the art museum. I'd like to get around to just building all kinds of things in here, but one thing at a time. Yeah, Nottingham does need an amphitheater. We will go ahead and buy it. And after that, let's work on the ancient walls. And let's shift some great works over to Nottingham. There we go. Should help to produce, yeah. Okay, we're starting to put the pressure on a Persian city. That's excellent to see. And yeah, I do actually want a couple more settlers. If I can settle a city here especially, that'll help get things moving against Persia. Another one here will help with Canada. So I need to be on the lookout for that. In fact, it might be something for the capital to do. We don't really need to worry about generating more great people points in the capital. All right, it's time to steal gold. I really should prioritize making some more spies to help with loyalty even more. But let's at least do a couple of gold stealing missions and see if we can use that to get more infrastructure in more rapidly. Let's check out loyalty in places like Las Palmas. It's rising, so we need a teeny bit more pressure around Las Palmas. It's falling pretty rapidly in Victoria, but we could make it go even more quickly. Let's see, where are the cultists? 200 faith. Let's go ahead and buy one of those here, and let's buy another one over here. All right, Manchester. We should build the armory because we want those military engineers, especially since we're England and the military engineers are worth, I think, 4 charges each. Cultist makes its way over to Persia. This cultist makes its way over to Victoria. And this builder can chop out this rainforest instead of using it for a lumber mill. Just keep growing all of our cities to be massive. 20 gold per turns, pretty good. And I do want to save up my gold a little bit more to purchase a few more museums. Right now it's down to 5 turns for claiming Victoria. Can't use this cultist here yet. We could still try to scoot 1 or 2 up here. I don't know if that investment's really worthwhile. It could be. It could be to just slowly chip away at Sparta, but in the core of its empire here with the Pop 19, 15, 15, that's going to be putting so much pressure on all of the cities immediately around it. We can probably look forward to maybe grabbing Rhodes and making inroads towards Olympia or Argos, maybe eventually Knossos and Corinth, but we will see. In Leeds, I would like to get a commercial hub up, more trade routes. No adjacency, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. Okay, it said 4 turns, now it says 3 turns. And here, 19 turns goes down to 17 turns. So yeah, these are effective. Probably should get another one over here. And maybe I just keep the pressure on and keep pushing out cultists in these directions. I should probably start thinking about Guy. Let's take a look at the loyalty in a little bit more detail. Yeah, we don't need very much more population to flip things in our direction. So Ioni, yeah, go ahead and grab us a cultist as well. And why don't we purchase the art museum in Ioni? We can switch out the great works of art from Newcastle upon Tyne. There we go. So I think in the next turn we should see this start to flip towards us. Here's mass media. Hooray. Okay, we got one settler in London. Let's go ahead and work towards another. So we'll send this one right down to here. It's not going to be an amazing city, and that's okay. We need 1,600 gold for an archaeologist in Birmingham. I think I will just go ahead and save up for that. We should also get started on a commercial hub in here. I wish there was more production in there, but oh well. Got another governor title available. We might want to start working on Reyna. It's not a huge deal, but you know, if we promote her up quite a bit, then we could purchase districts instantly, and if our economy gets big, that would be handy. I'll just put her somewhere on the front line and hope that I remember that I've got her. Okay, so we just lost retainers, no longer getting amenities from that. That's a shame. At this point, probably putting in Leve en masse or craftsman could be good. A little more production. Logistics is also kind of nice to have, definitely, but I don't think it's too necessary at this point. Okay, here comes another cultist. Okay, Sis says 16 turns. Let's get that down to 13 turns over here. That's great. And 2 turns. I think I will just hold on to this cultist and plan to use it against whichever city is going to start flipping towards us next. Yeah, we really do need more production in Birmingham, so I should really send a couple of builders in that direction too. Yeah, Guy says rebellion in 34 turns. I suspect there's a city on this tile or this tile. Probably this one. Nottingham be a great place to put an art museum, so we will save up for that. Should only take a couple turns. We could go for the Royal Navy Dockyard. That's probably the most sensible thing to do. Get another trade route. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and purchase the lighthouse. I know that sets us back for other things we want to spend money on, but that's just how it goes in Civ 6. Let's go ahead and we can use gold per turn to purchase a couple, especially from Gorgo. We don't want them in London. We want them in... Oh, those are not great works of writing. We don't want them in Sheffield. We want them in Barcelona. Down to 12 turns on Bakhtri. There we go. And this produces more relics, which is always cool. We will ignore Victoria with our cultists. Just bring these guys down to see where we're going to end up using them next. Oh, that's not good. We need to repair that theater square right away. So before I forget, let's go ahead and plug that in. Of course, we're going to keep Victoria. It belongs to us now. We do want this city to grow, and therefore we are probably going to get the granary, not the ancient walls, the watermill, and some builder love soon enough. At this point, Manchester is probably not putting pressure on anyone, so we can go ahead and mark that as well as another place to shift things out of. So let's go ahead and put this great work into Victoria. And we really need a couple more art museums. Let's go ahead and finish off gunpowder. It's just one turn anyway. We can get over here. Honestly, the best thing to do would be to get an entertainment complex. Get some bread and circuses going. That would be a good idea over here as well, but we don't really have great space for it. I'd like to put it right next to the theater square, which means we need to get an archaeologist over in this direction. Ione has only room for one more district, so yeah. Might kind of want to just leave that alone for a bit, or we could get the Royal Navy Dockyard up. That'll still be handy while we're waiting to free up space and improve the city a little bit. I think we should send our builders over in the direction of the cities that are actually producing important loyalty pressure for us. Okay, Igai flips in 12 turns, now 11 turns. Baktree now 8 turns. And who do we think is going to flip next? Let's take a look at the loyalty lens. 23 points of loyalty per turn in Vancouver. So that's going to be hard to flip. That's probably mostly just down to Toronto. 3.3 positive loyalty pressure in St. John. So that's probably the next one that's going to flip. No, we don't want cultural alliances with anyone because then we can't flip cities with that civilization. Let's get radio and find aluminum. We could probably get a lot of gold from aluminum. And because I really need so much money, I think I will trade away some of my oil. Yeah, that allows us to buy another art museum somewhere. Let's see, where are they available? No, I don't want to click through every single place. You're going to finish the art museum in 8 turns. Let's purchase one in Barcelona. And now we can move things out of Manchester into Barcelona. That's much better. Igai says it's flipping in 7 turns, now 5 turns. 5 turns for Baktree, down to 3. Go ahead and buy a couple more cultists. Nice, we actually got a pretty big infusion of gold there. Okay, so that makes me want to instantly come over to Birmingham and purchase the archaeologist. Okay, we got another great artist. Cool, cool, cool. What kind of promotions do we get? None of these are useful for me, but another level on our spy is always good. Ispahan is now headed towards us as well. That's great. So we'll move this cultist on towards there also. St. John still says full loyalty. It's rising 3 points per turn. So I'm not going to use the cultist on it yet, but we can get a few in place. I'm going to go ahead and use this one. Generates us another relic and gets Igai down to 3 turns, but we should buy another cultist here before I forget. Additionally, I already forgot the city that made us a armory, so yeah, we should really get some military engineers in here. We'll finish up the builder and then make, like, I don't know, 4 military engineers for now. Okay, yeah, 976 gold from a spy mission. I will take that. As much as I'd like to use my spies to also reduce loyalty in these cities, we cannot underestimate the value of gold right now. Gold is really ultimately how you win this kind of a game. All right, wow, we have a lot of options here. We will definitely go straight for democracy. That might finally get us out of the doldrums of our low amenities with the New Deal policy. And over in Leeds, let's get the market right away. Plymouth really should also get us a commercial hub. We need more trade routes. We need more gold. Put Leve and Moss back in. Or, you know, logistics. Moving a lot of builders around. Another 20 gold per turn is nice, but I'm not sure it's that meaningful. I think I really should send the archaeologist over to Ione. It will take a few turns, but not too long. They've got good movement. We've got logistics plugged in. Free up those spaces, and then we can actually put down another theater square in that area. All right, let's build this city. Boom. Free builder. That's excellent. We do have some rainforest we could chop to increase the size of this city pretty quickly. I'll buy at least one of these tiles for that purpose. And yeah, just go ahead and get to work on the Old God Obelisk. St. John, we're watching you. I don't really want to lose this sea dog, so I'll send it back to heal. That's fine. I do want another 1,200 gold, so that's what we're going to try for with our spy. Nope. Yeah. That's fine, Canada. I think that means we might have just flipped another city. Yeah, Baktree. Which also has a conveniently placed dam. Okay, so we're definitely going to keep it, of course. And that means Ispahan should become ours very soon. And between the two of them, we should produce enough pressure to at least grab one, maybe two more cities from here. And already the museums in Birmingham don't really matter anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, maybe it still hits Ray. We'll work on the Old God Obelisk first. Let's finish up the market in Birmingham. And this settler can come over in this direction to also keep piling up the pressure on Persia. You should really be running bread and circuses. It'd be great if we could overpower a Spanish city or two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Bread and circus will reach 9 tiles, so let's go ahead and swap that in Newcastle upon Tyne as well. And if there is any other place we can build a good entertainment district, we really ought to. And I think we will here. Just smash that mine tile, it's okay. It's not a big deal. 14 turns is kind of a long time. We could get it out a little bit more quickly by chopping here. Maybe throwing down another couple mines. In fact, let's go ahead and prioritize that. Alright, this is coming over to us in the next turn. That's fantastic. We can probably just want to go see what city is there now. I'm not sure if I'm even producing pressure against them, technically. Ispahan's still got a long ways to go before we flip it over, so should probably prioritize sending a couple more cultists down there to speed things along. That would be great. Okay, we just got Igai. That's great. We could build the terracotta army here in 13 turns. Sure. Well, why not? Sounds good. Not going to be able to do anything else there for a while anyway. Another great admiral. Oh boy. We got a friendship to renew with Spain. Now, we're probably actually going to get a couple of alliances here to take advantage of our upcoming government. And for that reason, I'm going to go ahead and purchase the lighthouse in Nottingham as well. And then get to work on the shipyard slowly. Hull can't do too much either. A commercial hub would be a good use of its time. 12 turns is a little bit slow. Maybe we can get a couple more builders around here as well. Need builders everywhere. Alexandria Troas is probably not hitting anywhere with its loyalty range anymore either. So we're not going to worry too much about making museums. Instead, just more economy stuff would be good. Yeah, this is the issue with archaeological museums. You can't just freely shift them around into different museums, unlike works of art. In order to do so, in order to switch them, I mean, you have to actually swap them for another artifact. So I really need to actually fill up my artifacts in other cities to make that a thing that we can work with. Let's just focus on the cities closest to where we are actually... There we go. No, I got it exactly right. And it's flipping to us on the next turn, and we didn't even know it existed. All right, well, I'll take it. That means that we're going to start putting pressure on their capital really soon. Ooh, now Ispahan's coming to us in just 4 turns, so we don't need to use our cultist here. We will move them instead east towards Mazaka, assuming that that'll probably be the next one that starts flipping towards us. A barbarian settler over here. That's handy. I wonder if I can grab that with this horseman. I'll give it a shot. It's not important, though. All right, Old God Obelisk finished in Liverpool, so we should probably move something over into that. A relic would be fine, I think. I don't know. I don't know if relics benefit the same way as great works, so I'll put a great work of writing in there just in case. And we'll see next turn what St. John's loyalty is looking like. Oh, by now our culture has far surpassed Gorgos, and our science is equal. So we are starting to lead the world. Yeah, my troops are merely passing by. Really, we just want to try to grab that settler. It's one horsey boy. What are you guys worried about? All right, there's radio finished, so we might find some copies of aluminum. And we have taken over Alexandroupoli. Hits just keep coming. That's great. Okay, I guess we'll make a granary there. This needs a lot of builder work. But we could get it up to the next pop very soon and then probably place down a theater square right here. I'm still not sure whether the loyalty pressure from Great Works and the Court of Love come from your city center or the Great Works. If it's from the city center, then I think I can understand why. Honestly, this whole strategy has felt a bit slow to me overall. We are steamrolling now. I mean, we've got 21 cities. That's pretty good. And we need to make a lot of traders. Oh my gosh. We've got 7 trade routes open. Let's go ahead and take electricity into computers so we can at least get our tourism up even more. So in Leeds, I think we can just maybe start pumping out some traders. We need them. It says full loyalty for the capital, but it's at 0 points per turn, so maybe we're actually going to start flipping it. Ooh, did I just see? Yep. Las Palmas is coming towards us in 14 turns. Can we speed that along if we can get a cultist in the next turn in Plymouth? Absolutely. All right, and there's democracy. That is wonderful. So we're going to shift right ahead into that. I guess we are not the first ones to have adopted a Tier 3 government. I'm actually a little bit surprised by that. Now, we have a couple of wildcard policy slots to play around with. One of them is definitely going to be New Deal. The other, 5-year plan, perhaps. A little extra production, a little extra science. I think we'll keep it on the production for now just because that also increases the amount of production our factories send out to other cities. Yeah, that feels pretty good. Oh, that is a really cheap great work of writing. Yeah, I'll absolutely take that. And that one. Don't even know if they actually have any useful places to be sent. I guess here, yeah. Yeah, we need some new amphitheaters on the front line. Let's go ahead and go for professional sports. It would be great to get our stadiums up. It would be great to also get Estadio de Maracana, if possible. Ispahan, you're supposed to have flipped already. Should we just throw in another charge and get it over with? Yeah, I think so. It says full loyalty for now. We know that won't last. I'm not sure that we should work on tile improvements around Seville. I think it would make a lot more sense to send builders over to Alexandroupoli to chop out that theater square. It says full loyalty in 3 turns. I think we can shift that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'd like to send another cultist in that direction, but I also want to make some progress against Spain this era, so at least taking 1 city would help a lot with that. It looks like Madrid is also going down, so that is exciting. Oh boy, the snowball has really begun. Okay, I think that was probably Ispahan. Gorgo is willing to give us a great work of writing for a luxury. And a little bit of aluminum? Sure. That's fine. There we go. Isfahan is ours. Excellent. And what do you know? That settler is here. And let's see. I don't know. Maybe there's a place that we can actually make use of the settler. And what do we want to do in Isfahan? Well, you know, we want a theater square. We could run bread and circuses. I think we might as well, actually. That's great. Another great merchant. And in Bakhtri, we could... What do we want to focus on? Probably the theater square. Could be an entertainment complex, but that's a pretty long time. So I think we will put a theater square on this farm tile. We could get at least a little bit more production in here, and maybe a chop or two. Yeah, we're working on Pella. It'd be great if we could grab a couple of different capitals in this era. It says full loyalty on Mazaka for now, but I don't think that can be really correct. Oh, Quebec City is flipping to us. Maybe we redirect over in that direction with these cultists, speed that along, then that'll probably help to flip Brantford, which will help to flip St. John. It is at this point that I actually want to get some alliances. I think we will do a research alliance with Canada. That's fine. With Spain, a religious alliance would be okay. And Persia, we could do, I guess, a military alliance. I can't imagine them going to war with anyone. And we're not going to do an alliance with Gorgo because we want to steal from her. So an economic alliance with Alexander, I suppose. That'll make all those civilizations that much happier with me anyway. And we can get some good trade routes. So, speaking of, we're going to pump out a bunch of traders from London. Sheffield, why don't you finish off your medieval walls? Leicester does not matter. We will work on medieval walls. I guess a temple in Alexandroupoli for now. And Mazaka, yeah, you are losing loyalty. So let's go ahead and use this cultist. It looks like Quebec City is starting to flip towards us, so we will reposition these cultists over in that direction. All right, here we go. So now we've got great trade routes to use. I'm going to put a trader into Alexandroupoli. Pella is coming towards us. It says 72 turns now. That will go down. Let's go ahead and grab another cultist here. No, we just barely lost the Terracotta Army. That's kind of funny. It's pretty late in the game to be building it anyway. It didn't make a big difference to me, but it would have been nice to get a couple extra promotions on my spies. But it really doesn't make that much of a difference. Okay, Igai, since you were unable to complete your theater square, what should you put that production to instead? Oh, you can also make military engineers whenever we finally have enough coal to get to work on some railroads. I wish we could have been doing that already. C'est la vie. Let's go ahead and grab a builder then, I suppose. Oh no, a spy failed. Oh, no, it did succeed, but they had to run away. All right, that's a big chunk of gold. Is there anything on the front lines that we can use that gold for? Barcelona, I mean, we could grab the broadcast center. Sure, let's go ahead and do that. And we will move our great works of music into there. It says it's rising 5 points per turn. Yeah, we really need to finish off our districts around here. You could claim this tile so we can get another chop, and we do have, I guess, a couple chop options around here as well, but Isfahan needs to be a much larger population for that to work. All right, as for trade routes here, I think it makes the most sense to go for Methone, perhaps? Or maybe Toledo? It's probably going to be a while until we flip Toledo. So yeah, let's do that. Alright, so now the next thing we want to chop for is the theater square. We'll go ahead and plop that down here. These two builders should be able to get that finished very quickly. In the meantime, this cultist will keep working on Pella. It's down to 36 turns. I bet we get it in less than 10. Las Palmas, 8 turns, down to 7 turns. Alright, there's professional sports. That's definitely a good pickup. We'll go for conservation next. In Victoria, we still really just want you to grow. Can we just purchase a trader here? Yeah, let's do that. And in fact, why don't we go around to the various cities that we want to have traders in and buy them. Another spy has to run away, and it was... oh no, that was our upgraded spy, and she got killed. It's very unfortunate. Birmingham, yeah, you could go ahead and trade with Tiai Drayahaya. It's a bunch of food and production. I cannot promise I'm not going to steal from you. Sorry, Sparta. So sorry. Down to 6 turns in Las Palmas, down to 5 after using the cultist. Alright, there's another trader, and we are going to put that into Ispahan. Another trader, we'll put that into Bakhtri. Uh-oh, Pella is getting more loyal now. So we definitely are going to pour a lot of gold into Alexandroupoli when the theater square finishes. Alright, and this tile does belong to Victoria, so we'll chop that out. A little more population. Liverpool should probably trade with Charlottetown. And chop that out. That almost finishes off the theater square. Go ahead and use that. It says 19 turns. I am absolutely positive we can get that down even more. 16 turns. Oh, Ray is actually flipping our way now. Okay, so we will use the cultist here instead. 16 turns. Okay, so they've just moved a governor into Quebec City as well. I guess it is going to be pretty tough to flip these cities after all. I'll keep using the cultists against them anyway and hope that my fortune changes relatively soon. We've got Ray down to supposedly 31 turns until it flips. I'm going to keep sending cultists in this direction for the time being. Let's go ahead and throw up some ski resorts as well. Give us a few more amenities here and there, which would be a pretty good idea. And this trader is in Bakhtri. I think we do just keep sending it to the most distant Persian city. A little more pressure on Las Palmas. 3 more turns. And that'll finish off the theater square here. We're going to instantly spend money on the art museum and the amphitheater and switch some things around. You know, we don't really want any artwork in here, but these are all locked in for a couple more turns. This is not locked in. I'll just put another work of art into here for now. And for great works of writing, we'll shift out of Manchester into Alexandroupoli. So then we should see in the next turn, hopefully, just even more pressure against some of these Greek cities or Macedonian cities around here. Oh, they settled Dion for no good reason, and that's going to flip to us really quickly. Cool. Probably just need more population in here. And Aigai also needs a theater square. I think we ought to be able to get that as a possibility soon. It might be a good idea to rip out the rice here specifically for that purpose. Sheffield, the Renaissance walls are not that important. I would like to have a few more builders, and this is Liang's city after all. Alright, Victoria's up to pop 7. That means we can get a theater square down, which we should do right away. That's way more important than the medieval walls. And I may, in fact, want to secure a tile or two that we can chop to get that finished more quickly. Speaking of which, we're going to go ahead and chop out that theater square and purchase the amphitheater. I will be purchasing the art museum as well, but that's just going to have to wait a moment. And this is Liverpool. So let's go ahead and shift some great works into Liverpool. Loyalty is only rising 1 point per turn, so hopefully we can actually flip that very soon. It says 30 turns on Ray, now 24 turns. Something just flipped? Might have been a city-state. Gonna recruit another cultist in Barcelona. London has reached pop 20, that's cool. Madrid is still flipping towards us. It's a little bit slow, but we did get Las Palmas finally. That's wonderful. And it just needs to grow, like so many other things. I don't know. It's actually a pretty intense strategy to try to make this work out. So many things you need to buy. Let's go ahead and grab Opera and Ballet. And Plymouth, I do think a stadium for you would be great. Maybe the commercial hub as well. Yeah, let's get the commercial hub finished first in the market. You're working on the broadcast center. We could chop that out a little bit more quickly. Looks like Alexandria is coming to us actually pretty soon. So maybe we hold off on Pella, because once we have Alexandria and Dion, Pella should fall to us very, very quickly regardless. Okay, an iGuy, you could maybe trade with Candy, but they might flip to us as well. So it's not my first choice. I think we go with Valladolid. And we're going to go ahead and harvest the rice. That'll get us up to pop 9. Then once we harvest this rice as well, we'll be at pop 10. And we can throw down yet another theater square over here. This cultist again. We're down 15 turns. I'm flipping Ray. I probably can build oil derricks at this point. Maybe I should send a builder up in this direction. All right, there's computers finished. We're up to 543 tourism per turn without like putting almost any effort into it, so that's pretty great. Opera and Ballet is also finished. At this point, for technology, I don't know that there's... No, we don't have the ability... Oil wells, not derricks. We don't have the ability to do that yet, so let's go ahead and get that online. It would be nice to get more strategics. Nothing else, it's always good to be able to sell them. We do not have a themed building. I really don't feel like trying to make it work, but let's see. Okay, we have multiple classical artifacts. Here's one Eleanor, Barbarians, and Alexander. Okay, there we go. Cultural heritage finished. Not finished, boosted. Ancient artifacts, ancient, medieval. So that's 1 medieval, 2 medieval, and 2 ancient. Yeah, we're not going to be able to theme another archaeological museum for a while. Savijay, what are you working on? You're just about to finish the art museum. We'll get you on bread and circuses as well. Down to 6 turns on Ray. Excellent. That'll crack Mazaka for us for sure. Let's get one last cultist over here. We might be good on cultists in this direction for a while. Yeah, this builder, we'll send it down towards Las Palmas. Be nice to get it up. Just one more population would be enough, and then we could place yet another theater square district. We can go ahead and chop out those woods, get the broadcast center up a little bit, harvest the rice. Now we're up to pop 10 in iGuy, which means that we actually have something pretty useful to do to make a theater square. Honestly, Savijay does not need that extra production, so we'll go ahead and grab that for iGuy and get to work on the theater square. But maybe shift back to the builder, because we could chop out these 2 tiles here. Get the theater square that much more quickly. Mazaka is starting to fall to us as well. Great. Sure. You can get an embassy. That's fine. Quebec coming back towards us again. Says 6 turns, 10 turns on St. John. So that's like 4 or 5 cities, maybe even 6 that we hopefully will be able to flip over still, at least in this era. So we should go ahead and grab Cold War just in case, and on into Space Race, into globalization and social media. That's going to go by pretty quickly. We get another great musician. Going to work on a market for another trade route, and Ayani. Unless you can build an entertainment complex, there's not much you can do for us. We'll get to work on the flood barrier, just to be safe. Madrid, 8 turns. 7 turns, and it should be ours. It should be. Okay, there's another Greek city. Not Greek. I am so sorry to any fans watching from Greece. Macedonia. There's Dion. It's under our sway. Pella is coming back towards us already. So the Macedonians are probably not long for this world. After we take over Pella, everything else should also fall quite rapidly. I'm not going to worry too much about the development of this city in particular. It would be nice to get at least one cheap district in here. Spain decided to turtle up a little bit, huh? Okay, so they'll probably survive for quite a while, maybe till the end of the game. Down to 1 turn on Ray. Excellent. Boom. Ray is ours. Alright, thanks for joining the Empire. That puts us 1 era score away from yet another Golden Age, and the clock is still not ticking down. Guess we get a granary in here. It's not growing at all, so probably need a little builder love in here. That's okay. I guess we'll get the Renaissance walls in Sheffield. Quebec City coming in 14 turns, so probably do want to at least get 1 more cultist over in this direction. Speed that up. Gorgo did make Casa de Contratación. Industrial era is finishing up in 10 turns. I think it's been a pretty productive era for us. We've taken over quite a few cities already. And we may still grab a couple more before the era's finished. Down to 12 turns on Pella. It'd be great if we can flip this in this era. Now it says 10 turns. Madrid 2. It says 3 turns, so I think we've got that one in the bag. Valencia now flipping towards us, 11 turns. There's Cold War. What are we saying? 6 turns and 13 turns. And we need to speed up Quebec in particular. If somehow they manage to pull through to a golden age, it'll be a lot better if we've already flipped a couple more of their cities. Pella now says 23 turns. I don't like that. 9 turns now. So we do need 1 more cultist here. Next turn. Got some more aluminum to sell. 27 gold per turn. Still a great amount of gold for us. And nobody wants the lower tiers of strategics anymore. That's fair enough. How about selling off some Diplo favor? And it's still somewhat valuable. We're up to almost 700 gold per turn. And in fact, let's take a look at where we stand. So it's turn 203. 377 science per turn. That does put me above Gorgo. Not by a ton, but I also haven't really been building any science buildings. 658 culture per turn. That puts me about almost 50% above Gorgo. So clearly we're in the lead there. 274 faith per turn is actually quite a lot. And I'm getting that basically just from cities that I've taken over. Almost 700 gold per turn. Almost 700 tourism per turn. Yeah, things are looking pretty good. We're still struggling with amenities, but that's to be expected when you have so many cities in a blob run like this. They're willing to give me another great work of writing for some strategics? Sure. Heyo. Okay, we just got Madrid. That's exciting. Yeah, let's go ahead and claim that. That's very exciting. It's also a lot of extra air score that I didn't really need at this point, but that's all right. So Valencia at this point is going to fall very quickly. Honestly, I think the rest of Spain's cities here are going to fall pretty quickly. I'm kind of actually glad that they made this city A Coruña. We might be able to trade with that later. And in Madrid, I think actually it makes the most sense right now to just do a couple bread and circuses. There's another great writer, another great artist. Bakhtri, we really should buy the amphitheater and the art museum, and we can shift some stuff over to there. Then we'll get to work on just some easy stuff. Yeah, Mazaka is coming to us in 4 turns at this point. That's great. And if we shift some things around a little bit, it's probably time to take another look at which cities are no longer contributing to our efforts. I'd say Plymouth is probably not helping very much. So go ahead and mark that for easier reference. And let's see. Yeah, Sunderland's not going to be helping much. I'm still not sure if... Oh, these are temples. Okay. Still not sure if Great Works, not Great Works, relics have the same effect with loyalty. Yeah, we should shift all of these around. I think putting a couple of Great Works of Art into Bactri is a great idea. Great Works of Writing into their amphitheater as well. And same thing in Aigai. Let's go ahead and purchase the amphitheater. Next turn we can also purchase the archaeological museum. At this point, trying to keep up with what I want to be doing specifically with builders is getting a little bit absurd, so I'm not going to worry about it as much. And just do the things with builders that I usually do. Mines, farms, chop things out, all the usual stuff. I want to just hurry this one along. 3 turns until Mazaka falls to us. That's great. Hey, we finally have an ecstatic city. Quebec City comes over to us. Great. Canada's going to try to settle another city, but at this point, it'll definitely fall to us really quickly. Brantford says it's falling in 6 turns. Now 4. Quebec City, I guess, you know, why don't we go ahead and purchase you a Ferris wheel? That sounds fun. Still have to give you something to do, though. Make some ancient malls. Sure. Let's get the flood barrier in London. That's probably actually a very good idea. And let's follow that up with a seaport. Let's go ahead and purchase the art museum in Aigai. Need more great works of art, though. I guess I should look into buying some. Great works of writing, whatever. Portraits, that's a little expensive. That's cheaper. Relatively cheap. Okay. Yeah, we'll pay gold per turn for these. That's okay. That's plenty of great works of art. Let's put them where they are actually useful. Like these places. Alright, there we go. Great works of writing. We can put one into Aigai. It's another capital. How much you want to bet that's Pella? A couple more texts have been finished. They don't really matter. There's St. John into our empire. Brantford will also flip to us in 2 turns. So that's great. Canada will be down to only a few cities. Additionally, Pella has in fact become ours. Here we are over here. It's got a theater square perfectly located. We also got Alexandria the same turn, so that's 3 cities in 1 turn. Wow. All of Alexander's cities are set to fall to us pretty quickly. Alexandria by the Latmus will fall to us still in this era. We may even be able to pick up 1 or 2 others. I think it'd be cool if we could pull that off. Just finish him off essentially completely in this era. And Pella, actually probably the best thing to do for now is a couple bread and circuses and then a stadium. Now colonial taxes is looking pretty good, and we actually should swap out Merchant Confederation. That's a lot better. We could be getting a lot more tourism as well. We'll probably do that soon, but we might just wait until we get to our Tier 4 government. I'm having fun flipping cities. That's the whole point of playing Eleanor, after all. So, let's see. How are things going with culture? And we are pulling in by far the most tourists, so no matter what, we will get a culture victory eventually if we don't flip everything over. But I think that we're very likely to end up in a situation where we have flipped the rest of the world and just have Gorgo left. That might actually make it difficult to complete the culture victory, funny enough. Yep, we got Mazaka, finally. Also Valencia. That's great. Mazaka, you don't have any districts? Seriously? What's wrong with you? Well, that does mean that we do need to make another theater square in this area. I guess we have no choice but to put it on this location. Should probably buy a trader so it can get some real production. And we should bring a builder over here to chop out this stone. Can also swap in a little more production here and here. We really want that theater square to be finished. Let's go ahead and repair the old god obelisk here in Valencia. And build a couple other buildings. Shari Kumis could come over to us before the era is over. There's Brantford. Alright. And Persia is also desperately trying to hang on. Where are they thinking of settling? I guess down here. Which we could also make a point of doing. It's probably not a bad idea. So we'll send a settler down in that direction. And I suppose we could get one over here as well. That'll put a little more pressure on the last couple of cities that Canada has. Alexandroupoli honestly doesn't have that much to contribute at this point because these cities are going to flip over to us anyway. So I think in the next era, we're going to be focusing on building up just this region and trying to finish off Spain as well. 3 turns down to 2 turns. 3 turns also down to 2 turns. So we're definitely getting 2 more cities this era. Could be 3, could be 4. And these farms that Akkad have are pretty wild. They don't really have any production, but yeah, multiple 8 food farms. Oh, I guess we just absorbed our first city-state. Sorry, Candy. Don't really have an option. Just got to take it. Now, we're starting to get really bad Diplo favor penalties between carbon emissions and captured capitals. Oh well. Let's repair that Royal Navy dockyard, and we get to claim another great engineer, Huboe. And Victoria, yeah, you definitely need an art museum, and we will even purchase it. And let's go ahead and get to work on... Let's try to steal some more gold from Gorgo. Somebody finally built the Great Lighthouse. How about that? Yep, there's Pydna and Methone. And it looks like Alexandria by the Latmus will be ours in the next turn as well. Yeah, Alexander did get one more city out. I'm not going to push too hard for it. Yep, take Methone. Take Pydna. And just for fun, let's buy a hydroelectric dam. Slowly get to work on a broadcast center. Get your flood barrier up. And zoo would be great in Madrid. I guess we captured Potala Palace. Could go for colonial offices, not a bad choice. Another 50 gold from Merchant Confederation is also still pretty useful. We could do gunboat diplomacy, that's not really important anymore. I think we do take colonial offices for now. Nah, I want the gold. Merchant Confederation it is. So our cultists are probably at this point for just going to be entirely focused on whittling down Gorgo. I'm really hoping that she's in a dark age this era, but I kind of doubt it in this upcoming era. Didn't quite make it there yet. Canada might settle this city. Nope. Nope. Okay. Oh, hey, we'll be next to a natural wonder. Alright, we just captured basically the last Macedonian city, unless you count the one that it just created. And that is going to be flipping over to us pretty soon as well. Oh, great. We're already making inroads into Rhodes and Sparta. So we take Alexandria by the Latmus. Now we see what's up. So everybody is in a dark age except for Gorgo, who's in a normal age. This is probably going to be the final era. So this has worked out quite well for us. We're going to continue to perform the coinage. Alright, and we're going to cut out the episode here. We've got just one more to go to finish up this series. Hope you'll be back for the next one. Thank you all so much for watching. Once again, this is the Long Lost Gamer, signing out.